and welcome to Philosophy with Phil, with me, Phil Cohen. In the build-up to Rosh Hashanah, I'm going to have two videos. The plan is to have two videos. One where the first one, this video is going to look at Shofar, which we blow through the mouth of El, so very much appropriate for right now. And then in the second video, we're going to look at sin, for lack of a better word, and the different relationships we have with God and different ways we sort of distance ourselves from God through sin. And then in the third video, we'll look at Yom Kippur, and as a separate video, we'll look at how that relates to all of those three concepts and tie it all in together. Just to give you the heads up, I'm hoping to also do a video for Project Shabbos UK or whatever it is, also about Shabbos and why Shabbos is so special. But that'll come, please God, all being well, after Sukkot. Anyway, so Shofar. The word Shofar, like many Hebrew words, has, well, four meanings really. I'd like to sort of focus on three of them. The fourth one is more of a Kabbalistic meaning. It relates to the word chauffeur, which is sapphire, the precious stone, and that has a very, very deep and meaningful connotation. We see it in the revelation that the children of Israel had after Mount Sinai at the giving of the Torah. We see that there was the floor was paved like sapphire, Rashi says. Anyway, but let's focus on the three more relevant meanings. The first word the first meaning is the actual word shofar itself. It means a ram's horn. It's not a keren. It's not like an antler. It's not a bony structure like you get with cows or deer or reindeer, I should say. But it's a hollowed out bone structure, and it's used in two contexts in the Torah. Firstly, to coronate a king, as a trumpet, if you like, to coronate a king, and secondly, to launch a war. And we'll see how those two concepts come into play on Rosh Hashanah. The second meaning, and again, these I should give you a warning. These are quite disparate meanings. Is the word Shifra, and it's a lovely girl's name that's often used as a girl's name, but in Hebrew it means beauty. But in Judaism, what we mean by beauty is the potential for growth. What we see in, for example, a flower is the growth, the colour, the beauty. And we say we derive pleasure from growth, what we call in Yiddish nachas, pride. We see the beauty in that person or that thing in terms of the growth that they've achieved or their potential for growth. And that tends to give us joy when we see children trying to crawl or walk or learn words or something. We're seeing the growth potential. We get tremendous nachas seeing children in adult clothes. Again, it gives us nachas, it gives us that sense of pride because we see them having potential for growth. The third meaning, or fourth meaning, sorry, I should say, the third one that we're going to look at today, chauffeur. It can mean, if we go into the details of the anatomy, it can either mean the umbilical cord of a baby or of a fetus. It can mean the placenta, or it can mean the actual umbilicus, the sac that the fetus is enclosed in. Either way, it represents the transition point or the intermediary between the fetus, the embryo, the baby, whatever you want to call it, and its mother. So, in a sense, we can see that the shofar, the first meaning, the ram's horn that coronates the king or declares war, is very much in the focus, in the here and now. It's like a bridging gap between the past and the present. The old king is gone, the new king starts. In our case on Rosh Hashanah, we coronate God the king with the shofar. And he's our king before, during, and after. He's past, present, and future. He's always there. The second meaning, Shifra, beauty, as I implied, very much about the future, about the potential for growth. In fact, we have a law about the shofar that it must be narrower at one point than it is at the end. Again, like a cone, if you like. It mustn't be straight. Another interesting law, which means that our direction, our travel, our journey in the future won't be a straight, easy line. It will be curved. It will be out of kilter. But that in fact enhances the beauty, the overcoming those bends and those curves. And the final meaning, Shofar, clearly a link to our past. The past, the mother, our roots, our connection with our source, our ancestors. Okay. So Shofar, present, although it's linking the past and the future. Shifra, very much focusing on the future. And Shofar, more about the past and our link to the past. The Gemara in Rosh Hashanah, quite an often quoted Gemara in page 16a and b, talks about the role of the shofar in Rosh Hashanah. And it says, Omar Kodesh Baruch Hu, Omar Lefonai Barosh Hashanah, Malchias Zichronos B'Shofros. Malchias, Kadesh Timoklei Aleichem, and Zichronos Kadesh Ilu Zichronom Lefonecha, Uvama B'Shofar. So to translate that, God says to us on Rosh Hashanah, say before me verses of Malchias, kingship, Zichronos, remembrance, not happy with that word, but we'll come back to that in a minute, B'Shofros, and obviously connection with the shofar there. Malchias, kingship over us, God is king over us. Zichronos, that they should be significant to me, and I prefer the word significant when it comes to Zichronos. Uvameh b'shofar. And for what? Do that through the medium, through the vehicle of the shofar. Let's have a look at how those three words, Malchias, Malchias, Zichronos and Shofaros, apply to the three words that we've just given. Malchias, God is our king. He is now. And as I say, I don't want that to imply that he wasn't our king and he won't be after him. As we say, Hashem Melech, Hashem Molech, Hashem Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed. God is our king now, he was and he will be forever. Past, present and future. But the present, very much focused in the Malchias, is a link, a bridge between the past and the future. Shofaros, the second word that we're given there. The shofar is a vehicle for our prayer. We recall key moments in human history where the shofar has played a part. It's almost like we're reenacting creation. The beautiful part I like is where we're reenacting the creation of man. Don't forget, we believe that Rosh Hashanah is the anniversary of the creation of man, of Adam in the Garden of Eden. And that God did that by metaphorically blowing into his nostrils. And to sort of replay that in a way, we blow through the shofar the other way, with the narrow end at our mouths blowing back out to God, if you like. We try, in our pitiful way, trying to reenact that moment in creation. And of course, there's the role of the shofar in Messianic times, when again it will be used to declare the king. The third meaning, the third aspect of our prayers, Zichronos. Cronus, as I say, is not that it's a remembrance. God doesn't forget or need to remember, but it's that we matter, that we count, that we're God's, what the Torah calls Am Segula, we're his chosen people, and that what we do counts. And even the little things that we do, even the little things that we do in private, matter to God, even though no one else can see them. We stand before God on Rosh Hashanah, not through our own merits, but as we say in the prayers, because we are descendants of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. We are the Jewish people. And as such, as a community, we have that significance to God. So as an individual, I'm able to stand before God, not only as part of my past, my connection with Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, but also in my present as an active member of the Jewish community, as a participant in the Jewish community. And it's because of that and that alone that we are able to have the chutzpah, the cheek, to stand before God and say, yeah, He's our King. Not everyone can do that. But how does that relate to the three meanings that we gave? Malchias, as I say, the chauffeur, the first meaning of the word chauffeur, a clear connection there, because we're declaring God as the King. That's what we're using the chauffeur for in that respect. Don't forget there are a good 10 reasons, if not more, for why we blow the shofar in Rosh Hashanah. The second meaning, shofars, the future, is all about beauty, about growth, how we aspire to grow over the next coming year with the blessings that God gives us. And we pray that God does give us a good year and it does enable us to grow spiritually and come closer to Him. And Zichronos, again, the past, not forgetting where we've come from, that we were born as an Amsegula, as God's chosen people, yes, from Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, but also through the exodus from Egypt. We were the people that God brought out of Egypt. And it was at that point that God chose us to redeem us and to give us His Torah. I'll take this opportunity to wish you Chesima Tova, and Lashana Tova Metzuka, a happy, healthy, sweet, pleasant, successful and wonderful new year. And as I say, there will be another video to follow, or another two videos to follow, one on Rosh Hashanah, another one on Rosh Hashanah, and then another on Yom Kippur. All the best. Bye now.